If you want your inbox to be full of inbound, ready to buy leads every single day so that you can sign new clients every week and scale your coaching business faster, then this video right here is going to break down the entire strategy that's working right now that replaces the old, outdated lead magnet strategy that we all used to use. So chances are you've probably noticed that your lead magnets, the ones that you used to use, probably just aren't working the same as they used to anymore, right? You offer the free checklist or the ultimate guide or maybe even like a cheat sheet, hoping that people are going to download it, be so overwhelmed with value that they beg you to take them on as a client and throw all their money at you. But nothing happens. Your engagement's gone, your DMs are empty, and you're left wondering what changed and what the hell do I do to fix it? Well, lead magnets that we used to know are kind of dead. And not because they're useless, but because they're just outdated. Nobody wants them anymore, and they don't do enough to build the amount of trust that we need to get the sale. And I'm just as saddened as you are because I used to rely on the old way of lead magnets as well, and they've made me hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars over the years. But those days of those easy conversions are just gone. So what the hell are we supposed to do to actually fix this problem? Well, we can look to a study that Google released a little over a year ago that kind of gives us the answer. So they released a report about online buyer behavior, and based around the content or the amount of content that a prospect needs to consume before making a purchase online. Now, with the study, keep in mind that these were averages across many different industries, different products, different price ranges. Personally, looking at these numbers, I think that these are on the low end for selling coaching services, especially if you're at high ticket prices. But I think that we can use these as a concept to kind of understand the idea behind it anyways and kind of give us some insight towards what we need to do as coaches to improve the conversion process for our business. So what they found is that before somebody buys from someone or a brand online, most people needed to consume on average 7 hours of content engagement across 11 touch points in 4 separate locations. Now, the stat there that I really want to focus on in this lesson here is the 7 hours of engagement. So with the old style of lead magnets that we all used to use, they present 2 big problems. Number one, what kind of used to work best for most businesses anyways is lead magnets that were super short, that could be consumed in like 2 to 5 minutes, that would give the prospect some sort of quick win. Problem number 2 is that people in general are just less likely to enjoy consuming text-based content anymore. People are looking for video, at least audio, and some sort of interactivity with the content that they consume online. So we've got to change and adapt the game that we're playing if we want to continue to win. And the solution is actually a really simple one. So we simply start creating long-form content like this video right here, and simply using this long-form content as the new lead magnets. So here's how you can easily make this shift so that you can increase your engagement, get more inbound leads, and most importantly, convert a higher percentage of those leads into clients. So I'm going to walk you through 3 simple steps to solve this problem. Step number 1, choose a long-form content format that gives you a lot of time with your leads. Remember that we need, on average, at least 7 hours of content engagement before somebody's going to make a purchase, right? And if you look at what you're probably currently doing with content, how long do you think it's going to take to nurture a lead to get those 7+ hours of engagement? If you're currently only doing like short form reels that average maybe 30 to 45 seconds, you're using short PDF guides as your lead magnets. If we do the math on that, how much of that content do they need to consume before they've reached 7+ hours of engagement? Well, you're probably going to be nurturing your leads for years before they ever buy, which is not really ideal, right? So the most important goal that we want to optimize for with these long-form lead magnets is time spent engaged. So you need a content format that has people spending 10, 20, 30 minutes with you at a time, and that we can also use to kind of stack up and slowly build a massive bingeable content library that new prospects can come in, check out, speed run through, and just build huge amounts of trust very quickly. So with the old style of lead magnets, when you would send them a PDF, they would get it, they would consume it, and then that would be the end of the line, right? There's nothing else for them that they can do with that piece of content. But if we use YouTube or like podcasts as our long form content, you can send somebody one video or one episode of a podcast, and then on that page, they can see dozens of other videos or other episodes that they can then binge through. So they land on your video, they watch the thing that you sent them, and then they go down the rabbit hole and end up spending 60, 90, 2 hours of time spent of engagement with you on their first visit, right? And then ideally, they also subscribe to your YouTube channel or your podcast so they get weekly updates with even more long form content getting fed to them, which is going to build that trust and get more time spent with them engaged to get them closer to that point of being able to say, hey, I know this person, like this person, trust this person enough to actually make the purchase. So hopefully you're starting to see and understand why using long form content as lead magnets works 1,000 times better than the old PDF ebook lead magnets that we all used to use. So I want you to pick a content format that you feel is going to be most natural for you to create, which will, in most cases, probably likely be the kind of content that you enjoy consuming the most yourself. Step number 2. When you're creating this content, I want you to frame it like a deep dive or a masterclass or some sort of free training, right? Buyers anyways, don't want bite-sized content anymore, right? They are overwhelmed with it on short-form media like Instagram, TikTok. People want depth, so we give it to them. So your long-form lead magnet content doesn't need to explain every single aspect of your system or strategy in every single video, right? So what you should be doing is taking the ideas, the concepts, the topics that you already talk about in your short form content and just expanding on those for your long form content. So you can take a small idea, you can add in examples, stories, you can explain deeper in-depth ideas to give context to that topic. You can do longer explanations about the why behind every idea. Just make each long form piece of content basically a deep dive of a smaller topic, just like I'm kind of doing with this video right here. So I could take this idea around lead magnets and I could probably crunch this down into like a 60-second reel for Instagram, but I'm just taking that small idea and expanding on it, giving more depth, giving more context, more explanations. That's the big idea here. Step number 3 is to promote your long form lead magnets every single day. And this is where you can really start to getting a ton of new inbound leads every day as well. So once you have your long form lead magnet created, promote the hell out of it on your social media. You should be doing at least one daily Instagram story with a call to action for a free lead magnet, and then one Instagram post per day, whether that's a reel, an image post, a carousel, whatever, with a call to action for, again, a free lead magnet. And you can vary and change up those lead magnets that you're talking about in all your content and all your stories. So what you're going to do is you're going to promote those by asking people to comment or DM you a keyword if they want access to that deep dive training. And then in the DMs, you simply just send them the link to whatever lead magnet they requested, and then you would continue the conversation, kind of steering them towards an offer for that prospect to join your coaching program, right? So we give away free value in quotes, in public, and in private, we do the selling. So we're always offering free lead magnets in public so that we can start as many conversations as possible to get those inbound leads, which are then going to convert into clients ideally, right? And if you are producing new lead magnets or new long form content once a week or so, you're always going to have a variety of lead magnets that you can offer that are going to appeal to people in your audience that have different goals, different struggles, different needs, which is going to increase your overall engagement and keep your inbox full of inbound ready to buy leads. So there you have it. 3 simple steps to speed up your lead conversion rates and build massive amounts of trust very, very quickly. So if you want more leads, more engagement, and more clients who show up already sold, stop expecting people to buy after seeing your 3-page PDF guide and start creating more long-form lead magnets that do all the heavy lifting for you. And if you would like a deep dive masterclass into the 5 core systems that have helped me and dozens of other coaches scale to over 250K plus per year, check out this video right here.